Hey YouTube, how are you guys doing today? Today I want to make a video where I'm talking about bullying. So let's get down to business and let's talk about bullying. So recently I was reading an article, and recently at a school district back in Arizona, about 4 teens had killed themselves because they were going through bullying. And I wasn't surprised because I've seen this so much, but I was just in shock that in the article it was saying that the parents didn't know this was going on until they saw a letter after the teen had committed suicide. And I was just thinking, wow, like it's crazy how so many times you don't know the signs of what's going on, you don't see it. You may not know that your own cousin, your own friend, your own niece, nephew, child, anyone is actually going through it. So I just want to talk about some stories and actually being there for someone, even if they're not being bullied or even if they are being bullied, but just being able to say, like, hey, like, if it's your niece, relative, like I said, if it's your child, but saying, hey, how are things going? If there's anything that you need to talk about, I'm here for you. Just feel free to let things out. We could talk it out. Just extending that hand, because likely if someone is going through something, they may feel uncomfortable talking about it, but if they know that they have someone who is there for them, they'll be a lot more open to letting that out. And if there are things that you notice, like if you notice someone is always down, or if you notice that someone seems like they're withdrawn or they seem a little bit sad, say like, hey, like, is everything okay? What's going on? And then even if they don't open up, they know that, hey, okay, that there's someone that's here for me. There's someone that I may be able to vent to. Maybe this person will understand it. And I feel like a lot of the times when someone is being bullied, they feel like there's walls around them. They feel like that even though there may be help that is accessible, they're so deep down in this hole that they feel like there's no way that they can get out. And they feel like a lot of people may not understand them. And I remember back in elementary school, I was experiencing verbal bullying, and there was this kid that just kept messing with me. And at the time, it's like I would fight back, but it got to the point where I've always been like a strong kid, but it actually started bothering me. And I was like, all right, so I just started ignoring it. And then there was almost a fear that started to develop too, where every time I would see this kid, I would try and avoid them and I would walk away. And, I was just like, wow, I was about to graduate from the 6th grade, and it just kept going and going and going. Then eventually there was one day where I had enough of it. And I just exploded on this kid. And of course the kid got mad and he's like, you're gonna be sorry. And I'm just like, okay. So, and it's interesting the way that things work with karma is that kid ended up getting in big trouble by trying to start stuff with someone else and then involved me. And it's just like, wow, everything really backfired. But everyone's story is different. Not everyone's story is going to be that way. But one of the things that I do remember about when I was being bullied is that I never told anyone. I never told my parents. I never told my friends. And I just remember that it was something that was constantly haunting me, constantly going through my head. And then when that final situation that had happened, I finally told the counselor like what was going on, how I felt like I was nervous, how I didn't want to communicate with it. And it felt like a relief. And I think too that a lot of the times within our society, the school systems don't teach this, and a lot of our parents may not tell us this either. I remember later on when finally realizing like about the deeper side of bullying is that the person who is usually bullying is having something that's going on internal within them, or they're having something that's going on at home. So they may be in an abusive relationship with their parents. They may be getting beat. They may have a verbally abusive relationship with their parents, where the parents are constantly yelling at them. They may go home and their parents maybe not even pay attention to them. And it may be all these things and all these things that are building up. So what happens is that bully, it's almost like a volcano that's about to erupt. That bully needs to release all that tension and all that anger. So what does the bully do? The bully goes to someone else, and typically it's a person that they will consider a weak person or a target, and they're going to torment them, and they're going to basically try and get that person to feel down. They're going to try and get that person to feel the exact same feelings that they feel from being bullied. So you see it's this cycle, and it's really vicious, and it just goes on and on. And then a lot of the times that person that's being bullied, either they're going to torment someone else, or if not doing that, they may feel like it's so much and they can't take it, they're going to actually hurt themselves or take themselves out. And it could be something like cutting, and then you get to the point where, you know, I don't even want to say it, but basically taking yourself out. So basically it's just thinking, okay, how can I help someone out? How can I be a resource in this situation? And a lot of the times it's just someone knowing that they have an outlet, or it's someone knowing that they're supported. If you see something and you see someone that you know, like I said, reach your hand out, talk to them, say like, hey, like what's going on? Or, you know, things don't seem right. And even if they seem like they don't want to be bothered, keep coming at them, keep talking to them, keep communicating with them, and keep basically putting yourself out there just so that they know that they have an outlet. And eventually that comfort and that support is appreciated by that person, and they're gonna feel like, okay, like even though I'm going through this, they have my back, they're looking out for me. So I just wanted to talk about that. And you know, that's something that I'm really passionate about, and I feel like bullying is something that happens so much in our society, and I feel like there's so much more that needs to be taught about it. And it's not something just that should just be looked over. It's something that I think we really need to look at, especially those of us that have a lot of people that have younger siblings, cousins, nieces and nephews, and kids, you know. Make sure that you're always out there and supporting them. So please drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Peace.